that's why she beat you, though.
You'll have to pull that mic closer to you because I can tell that you're him. Because I can tell he's like away.
Well, he usually rests his tongue on the mic.
Oh, I know.
I don't know if I want to see that.
He's usually
God.
He's usually pretty close to it. He'll just have his mouth right on there.
He's just like breathing down it, like Darth Vader style.
I heard a video I did before I had my heart attack, and I was like, Jesus Christ, why didn't anybody warn me? And I was literally like I wasn't even like moving, and I was like breathing so heavy. I was like, Jesus.
You should try breathing through your nose sometime.
I'm 110% better now than that. I was like, it was bad. I was like, holy.
Did you write down that time?
There's one to get rid of, a big old holy one.
Good job, Todd.
He said, Todd.
I forgot we were recording. I had my headphones on.
That's pretty good.
But that was before it, so that doesn't
He just
count.
said Todd F 245.
Good job, Todd.
I'll throw you one here in a minute.
We're recording that whole time? You need to leave that one in there, just like, beep. I've still not heard the beeps.
I put like 4 beeps in, and then finally I got tired of doing that because it's harder to cut that section and insert, and
you just cut it out.
It's just easier to snip it out on both ends.
I usually use it for emphasis.
Anyway, everybody's phone on silent?
Yep.
Mine's over there, so
yeah.
Okay.
Not. You're going to get a phone call here in about 2 minutes. It's going to be spam, and then somebody's going to call again.
It's on airplane mode.
Spam. Okay. Oh, that's right. You're recording with that.
Yeah. My phone is our
when
camera.
You said over there, I thought you meant over there.
Oh, no.
Over yonder. Well, hi, and welcome to the Y'all Ain't Right podcast. I'm Brittany. I'm here with Nick, Tyler, and Todd. And before you do anything else, don't forget to like, rate, review, and subscribe. It's kind of funny when you say it out of order.
I was going to say.
Rate, review, subscribe, like it. And
comment, do all the things.
Yeah.
What do you rate us?
Share it, send it to your friends. Hit the subscribe button instead of just watching.
And check it out on YouTube.
Nick's not even subscribed.
He doesn't even watch.
Where are we at?
I have no idea where we're at.
Oh, my God.
I know we're at Yarpod.
Oh, jeez.
Are we?
Because you're in charge of that one.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Was our email working?
Yeah. I have our email now.
It only took us, a month to switch that?
It was such a pain. It shouldn't have been, but that,
I can't believe how long that took them.
HostGator or whatever.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
I think it's just because Nick was in charge of it.
No, I even showed Tyler the emails. He knows. He knows.
Those can be faked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I'm really good at that. So tech savvy over here.
He's got so much time on his hands.
Yeah. I fake emails.
I think he really does have time on his hands. He just has a lot of excuses on his hands.
That's
He's
true,
like
too.
that manager that trained me whenever I was working it out back. He was like, okay, he said, if you walk around just acting like you're busy, like you're in the middle of something, he's like, you can basically just pace around all the time. And then after he told me that and he became a manager, he trained me while I was serving. And I'm like, you don't do a whole lot of anything.
Gotta walk
I
fast.
just pace around, man.
Yeah.
Gotta walk
He's like,
fast.
just have a look on your face and have your hands up and be like, look around and then walk to the next room.
Don't pick up any plates or anything like that.
Yeah. The occasional broom.
That's what I would walk around with.
Yeah.
If I was at a restaurant. I just always walk around with a broom because someone would be like, oh, he's going to clean up a mess.
You know what they say. You can get into anywhere with a clipboard, so.
That's true, too.
You just walk around with a clipboard looking like you're doing something
just
important.
Keep doing check marks.
Put on a fluorescent vest. And
yeah, people will just let you walk right into high security
You got to be careful
areas.
with that, though, because then some people will stop you and be like, what are we doing? It's like it's classified. Yeah, you can tell me. It's like, nah,
need to know.
Well, anyway, today we're talking about movie theaters.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
We have one here.
We have several.
I was going to say, we've got
More than one.
Yeah, but we have a headquartered one here, too.
That's true.
Regal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Figured that's probably on your list
It's
somewhere.
a dead company.
I was going to say, didn't they move, though?
Oh, they're still.
No, they're still down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We drove past it the other day when you came to pick
They're
me
just
up.
bankrupt.
I was gonna say
That's all it
I
is.
thought they got bought.
No, I don't think
They
so.
got bankrupted.
I think they worked it out though, because they're still there and still
They
running.
did.
So
Chapter.
Have you guys been to those movie theaters that have updated to where they've got like the reclining seats and they serve like dinner and all that kind of
Cinnabar?
stuff?
the Cinnabar at West Elm.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
see, I hadn't been to the Cinnabar. They've got a handful of them, like in Bristol. There's one that's like the Pinnacle, and I think that the Regal downtown has started.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I know that they started serving food and alcohol. I don't know if they've updated to like the reclining seats yet or not.
I know the Cinnabar is all about that. Like you can sit.
Yeah, Cinnabar's been doing that for 15 years or however long it is.
Not that
Or 10
long.
years.
It's been a while, but not that
It's-
long.
I
it's
think it was
been-
right around COVID.
It's been, no.
It was right before COVID.
Yeah, when
It's
they switched.
relatively recently, yeah. Because I was always
They
mad
were
because
doing that when, like, all the Marvel movies were hitting.
they were under construction for like 3 years, and you couldn't get through if you parked in the garage. I always used to park in the garage, go through
So
the
it's
movie
only been
theater.
5 years?
It's not been very long. I don't
So
remember.
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Man, it seems like it's been around so much longer.
Now I've never been to IMAX.
I don't have a Google machine.
Oh,
so
I
I
don't
can't.
care about IMAX. That's so stupid to me.
I did the Regal, the Regal 40X experience or whatever, where it's like 4 dimensions. They spray you with water and mist and sound and vibrations.
What is that?
And all the things. It wasn't worth it. I did not like it.
They've got a ride like that at Disney.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Where was that at?
Turkey Creek.
Really? That they
Yeah.
do?
Yeah, they've got one of their theaters there.
I didn't know. I knew they had IMAX or whatever, but I didn't know they had the whatever they call that.
Yeah, it's like their premium 40X or whatever, like whatever their
Are you
proprietary
saying 4DX?
4DX. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Imagine going on a date and you're like, you've straightened your hair like it's naturally curly. You go to
Hey.
this thing and then all of a sudden they're like spraying you with water. Oh man.
Yeah,
Is it like a mist of water?
That
or
could
is
be
it like
an
a bucket
interesting
of water?
date, though.
it's like a mist of water that doesn't smell great, and then they like the fog machines and stuff too, and strobe lights and things. Like it's
Asthma, epilepsy. I'm just thinking of all the things that could go wrong here.
You guys are so bah humbug.
it's
Go and enjoy the.
it's a cool experience to do it, like just to have done it.
How much is a ticket for that?
I don't know, probably like $10 more than the regular ticket. It's like you're paying for the experience for
Right.
sure.
I was
But
just curious how much.
probably like 30 something, $40. I don't know.
Shoo.
Yeah.
I can spray myself with water.
I mean, a regular movie ticket on a popular time is going to be like 30 something bucks now.
Where
Like
are
it's-
you going?
I don't know.
Well, okay. Throw a drink in there.
Okay. That's fair.
Let's say, I don't know. Like, I've been to maybe a couple movies in the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
It was like $10-12 for a ticket.
It really is like.
Yeah.
I don't eat or drink when I go there because I'm not paying $18 for a bag of popcorn.
Gotta have popcorn.
I think it's like 18 or 19 bucks for the ticket.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So, but I went to that because I'd never done it, but it was a movie I really wanted to see. I can't even remember what the movie was now, but I was like, you've got the 3D goggles and you're like immersed in the experience, but it takes away from just enjoying the movie because you've got all these sensory things going on. And I was like, no, I'd rather just go watch the movie. Not for me. It's fun, but not for me.
I've gone to Cinnabar a few times on dates and stuff like that. Had appetizers and drinks.
Yeah.
Not too bad. I don't think I'd like spend $1 million or anything.
The
like
price,
that, so.
honestly, it's about the same price if you were to go to like dinner and then
Yeah.
a movie.
Food wasn't horrible. I mean, plus you're reclined. I mean, but when you get out of that chair when it's over after being reclined for 2.5 hours,
Yeah, I always just leave the
I think
chair down. I
think the last one I saw there was
haven't been there in a minute.
what was the Oak Ridge one? The about the nuclear bomb.
Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
That's the last one I saw. That was a long movie.
That was a garbage movie.
It was so good.
It was good. You had to be prepared for it. It was a little slow moving,
You're going in for like
historical.
a dramatic, historic type movie. You're not going in for like an action-packed
Right.
film.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for an action-packed film, but it was like They
history.
really spent a long time on like one sentence, but then when it actually I don't know, it was like a lot of clipping back and forth and
Yeah, it was.
absolute
Yeah.
nothingness happening in the scenes.
There was a lot of filler. I'll give you that.
I liked it for what it was. I mean,
Well, half of all that information is redacted. So that's why they did it in the movie. Just blanks.
That's fair.
They couldn't fill in
Everyone
the
has their
details.
own creative style. So
Yeah, and Brittany just doesn't like anything. So there's,
me and you are on the same wavelength like 95% of the time.
get off my yard.
We come in the same mood, like
Bad.
pretty much.
equally sleep deprived.
And then there's
although
me,
I'm not
who is
usually
Mr.
sick.
Joyful. You guys probably hate to see me coming.
He's going down in the Titanic and he's still smiling. I don't get it.
Hey, I keep coming back.
And Nick's getting aboard the Titanic like, this is going down.
I'm over there,
I'm here for
I'm
the
not
ride,
getting
man.
on this.
This ain't gonna make it.
I'm over there throwing kids off the side just so that I have a place on the boat. I
I
don't
was
know.
like, look, an empty life vest. I wonder how that happened.
Well, anyway, the
Speaking of the Titanic,
speaking of,
Okay, I finally got signed in here. I wanted to see how much a movie ticket is. I'm so curious. Like, it's been so long.
$12.50.
See, if I go tonight at 7 o'clock and I sit in the primo, I don't know if it matters anymore. I guess they're all the same.
You got to sit in the back.
$12.50 is like matinee. Like that's you're not getting a movie ticket for $12.50.
$15.
Yeah, I was gonna say
That's
right
not
there at
bad.
$15.
Now, if I go at
What movie is
lunch, Love Hurts.
That's just their regular digital ticket, though, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not IMAX or any of that.
That's Cinebar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't. At this point, I'm not going anywhere but Cinebar.
Yeah.
I want to be able to sit down, order actual food. If I'm gonna pay $18 for popcorn, I'd rather pay $20 for like a burger and fries.
Yeah. It's like $10 for a beer, but yeah.
So I
I'm
was
not gonna
very
go there.
confused when they were first opening Cinebar.
Excuse me.
you thought it was going to be like a cinnamon.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck is it? You know, they already have it there. I was really, really confused
I thought it
because
I'm with you.
I mean, I was literally like, what the?
They have
I almost
Cinnabon.
dropped an F-bomb because I was like, what's the big deal? I almost dropped it. I was like, what's the big deal? We already got a
Cinnabon.
yeah.
Cinnabon.
And I was like, are they just gonna have? Then you know, I was like really, really confused for the longest time.
Todd's like, we're gonna be watching a movie and they're bringing us cinnamon buns. What are we?
Right, I was like,
That would
literally
be awesome.
I'm
If they
sure
brought
that- I'm trying to think if
Cinnabons
they
while
have
you're watching
one.
a movie.
I bet they do have them.
Probably.
Cinnabons.
They probably have some sort of appetizer like that.
I mean, I know they had like
Oh,
churros.
man.
and
You got
stuff.
the menu probably there in front of you. But
Matinee
I was like,
tickets,
for the longest
$12.
time when they kept talking about it, I'm like, they already have. It's right around the corner, isn't it? Like literally right around the corner from the movie theater.
I don't have
Cinnabon,
tabs on all of the
I don't know.
locations of cinema.
That Cinnabon.
I thought we
it
would have
was.
done research on this one.
When you walk down, it was just
Yeah.
to the left.
I was like really confused for the longest time. I was like, why are they making a big deal about this?
I
Yeah,
was,
I'm with
I
you.
thought they bought it and like were rebranding. I was like,
I was just
took
mad.
3 years, but
I was like, I can't park my car where I want to, and I don't like that because if I park my car there, I can't get in there, and I have to walk around, and I don't like that either.
I
So,
very rarely park in a garage.
Golly, Tyler.
I mean, I never park like in front of Dillard's or something. I mean, I do now because I shop at Dillard's now, but back then I was poor, so
Closed all your Kmart's.
yeah, there was no shopping at Dillard's back then. I was too poor to shop at expensive stores, but too germophobic to shop at Goodwill.
What? I'm not even going to touch that one. Have you ever been to the Palace Theater
I don't
in
even know.
Gallatin?
No.
I've never been to Gallatin, to be
I've
honest.
been to Gallatin many times, but
Okay.
That's where Lincoln is right now.
really,
Gallatin.
I just closed a house there in like 4 months ago.
Well, if you ever go back to visit those buyers, there's
won't.
Palace Theater.
Golly. I won't.
Well,
Okay.
it's been operating since 1913, and it's the oldest silent movie theater still in in its location. I think it's more of a historical site now, but it's the oldest one in Tennessee and probably the entire South.
I didn't know that there were any silent movie theaters left. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were making silent movies for
It's
said movie theater.
Probably not new movies. It's probably playing the old silent movies. Go and watch the Charlie Chaplin movies.
Oppenheimer
It's just
could have been a
classics,
silent
man.
movie.
Just one big explosion and just subtitles.
Yeah.
Put your, you could have the, imagine that one in the 4D experience.
Oh my god.
Talk about distracting subtitles.
No noise,
Trying to keep
just
up with everything.
Silent, just like. Anyway, have you been to the Bijou?
For something, I'm trying to think what.
Oh yeah, Bijou Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I think
Here you
there
go.
was some awards there.
Ready for this?
I don't know.
what even?
Menu pricing.
Oh, I was like, what even is it?
Classic movie theater popcorn, $10.80 for some reason.
Sounds right.
That's a big.
And then you can get Cheetos. That's how writer says it. Cheetos popcorn, Cheetos, for $10.
It sounds really good, but
Potato skins for $10. What are you gonna get? I'm getting the potato skins. Like why? $10 for popcorn? Like,
But do you get like 4 potato skins?
well, I mean, I don't know. I hadn't ordered that. Has anyone
I haven't
ordered that?
I haven't. I always get their burgers.
Everything is $10.
Their burgers are pretty good. They're pretty big.
Yeah, their burgers are good. Nachos, overloaded nachos for $12. So like get, I mean that's why Cinnabar is awesome, because if you're gonna pay $10 for popcorn, why not pay?
I'm still getting popcorn.
I can't
No,
stand
I
popcorn.
can't
Really?
do
I
that.
love popcorn.
Like I'll eat like a handful and I'm done. It's the texture. I just don't like all the.
Right.
I love
love it.
popcorn, but on principle, I'm not gonna pay $12 for
That's
it.
been a for forever. I mean, from the beginning of movie theaters, the price of popcorn has been a complaint.
Yeah.
I think we
and
can leave
therefore, that's why I don't
that
buy
in there.
popcorn. That's why I don't buy popcorn at movies.
Businesses have to make their money somehow. Same thing could be said about liquor at.
Onion rings, $8. I'll take the onion rings.
I will eat some onion rings, but
Dang, those look good.
But the Bijou Theater, Dusty Slay, the comedian. Shut up.
Oh,
He's
no,
out
a
of
comedian.
he's out of Nashville, and he recorded his special in the Bijou, and it's now on Netflix.
Why does Dusty Slay sound like a drag queen name?
it sounds like a
It
porn
sounds
star.
like a porn name.
It sounds like that too. Yeah. Both
Sounds
of
like a
those
lot
things.
of things.
Yeah, I don't like it.
She or he?
Redneck.
Name the
came
last
to
thing
the
you
P.
cleaned
Any good?
and the last thing you wrote on.
Incredible.
Dusty Slay.
Dusty Slay.
But he's from Nashville?
There's a Santa Claus joke in there
Yeah.
for
Say
you.
that?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's from Nashville, like the Nashville area. If not, he's from the South somewhere. He's got a very strong accent, but he lives in Nashville now. But yeah, his special's on Netflix.
Have
And
you seen
we
the,
saw that he was going to be recording in Knoxville. I don't remember what it was, if I was like pregnant or what at the time, but we didn't end up going.
Have you seen the Asian comedian that's from
That's
Knoxville?
who I was thinking it
That
was.
dude is
maybe.
hilarious.
He is funny.
He is so, I mean, like classic dad joke kind of hilarity.
Does he have long hair?
I don't think so,
Okay.
but he, you know, he's got a perfectly normal accent. He's clearly very much like second generation Asian descent kind of thing.
Yeah, he's funny.
So, I mean, if you were just passing him on the street, he could, if he went into full Asian accent mode, you would almost think he's a foreigner. But then he can speak perfect English, and then he has his Southern accent
I don't think
that
he
goes
speaks
into.
perfect English. He speaks Southern.
Well-
I don't know if he could not do a Southern accent.
Oh no, he
Does
does
he?
it. Oh yeah,
I've never heard him.
No, that's his.
He's
shtick,
pretty thick.
Is he sits there and he's like, I'll be in an airport, and I'll play the Asian English card and butcher the English accent, throw all the R's in there and this, that, and the other, sound very Asian, and then he's like, on a dime, I'll flip it over to like hillbilly, and it's like people just go,
That's all I've ever heard of him is.
and it's so funny.
Yeah.
It's so, because you just don't expect that coming from him. And
Oh,
he's
yeah,
like,
no.
I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee, man. He's like, I've got Southern in my veins, and it's just, I thought that was the first time I ever saw it. I didn't know that was his shtick, but when he did it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. But no,
check him out.
I don't know his name though, but
That's when she said that. I was like starting to look him up because I was like, is that him?
no,
Because
I have to look it up.
he would not look like a Dusty
Cheeseburger,
at all.
$14.
Yeah.
So,
About right.
That's
Most
that's
places.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. $14 for a cheeseburger.
And if you go sit down somewhere, you're paying that for a cheeseburger anywhere now.
Have you
If
seen?
you make them at home, you're almost paying that
have
too.
you seen some of the souvenir popcorn bowls or whatever they've done?
Oh gosh, those are so
They're
stupid.
horrible.
You're obsessed with popcorn, man.
No, whoever's done them, like they don't do any.
Especially the Deadpool ones.
Deadpool was bad. Dune was really
was really
bad. Dirty. I mean,
What are we talking about here?
The custom popcorn buckets you get, they're like or they're not custom. It's they make the event
Themed. Yeah,
themed. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's the word.
they're very dirty.
What are they shaped or is it?
Yeah, they have like shapes and
That- some of them
signs
have
and-
toppers on them.
Google Dune popcorn bucket.
They're not just a typical popcorn bucket with like the Dune. You know they used to print the
You know
movies on
that?
them?
You know how the Dune the
the sandworm.
sandworm
Yeah.
mouth looks?
No.
Yes.
Oh my god.
You know, you work with a bunch of yes men whenever they come in. This is our prototype for what we're going to do.
That's
for
horrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although marketing at its finest, people
Yeah, I
were
was gonna
talking
say,
about it.
yeah. exactly.
Oh, they do that stuff on purpose. They
Yeah.
have to. It looks like those things you stick your dog's paw in to clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it
Sure,
looks like.
that's what those are for.
That's definitely what those are for. My dog needs one.
You
He
got
always comes in
dog
muddy.
cleaning paw machine off of that?
Yeah, look them up.
No,
They-
but that's where your mind went.
It looks exactly like that. So yeah.
Yeah. It's got like,
Well, boy, it's not
Brushes
dirty to him
and-
at all. He's just thinking utility.
Yeah.
but
Clean my dog's paws.
You hit a little button and they spin around in there.
Yeah.
You pour
That's
water
what,
down
That's
in
what
it.
people are using for
That's
it.
yep, nailed it. I mean, am I wrong in thinking of what I'm thinking?
Yeah, no, you're
Okay.
extremely right.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. They got
I'm
a
not-
bunch of, oh, yeah, that's a
Don't
great
put a
idea.
dog
That'd be
paw in
great.
there.
Yeah, so you go to the movie theater to watch this on opening night or whatever opening weekend, and they have all these until they run out. So everybody in the theater who bought one,
I bet all the dudes in that theater weren't watching the movie.
it's Dune. They were watching the movie.
I don't know about that. That's
They were excited to get it, though.
Oh my gosh. There went all of the female listeners.
well, that's awful.
And you know they didn't have dates.
Now it tracks.
You know none of the guys that went opening night didn't have
I
dates.
can't believe that's what they do now.
Does any girl want to watch Dune though? Like, I barely can get through it. It's so dry.
They are in a desert, aren't they?
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Well, y'all
You
are
walked
on
right
one
into that
today.
one. You walked right into that one.
Y'all just so.
Me
so
and Tyler
clever.
came in a good mood.
So what other bad ones are out there then? Oh my gosh! Look at this Deadpool
The
bucket.
yeah,
Deadpool's
that's what I was
What?
saying. The
And the
Deadpool
Wolverine
bucket.
one?
But they did that on purpose. It's Deadpool. And they did it in response to Dune.
I forgot about the Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, they're great. I can't wait to see what they come up with next. I'm surprised it wasn't worse than that, to be honest.
Yeah, for real.
For it being Deadpool.
Yeah. Have you guys been to the Tennessee Theater recently?
Negative.
Not really.
Really?
I haven't been in a long time.
They have so many good events down there.
Yeah, but you live
can't
like 10
remember the
minutes
last
from
time
there,
I-
too.
I think mine might have been like middle school.
Yeah,
It's
probably.
been a long time. Well, I mean, I've walked by it tons.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, you just don't go in it. You're going for like an event. But I hate going downtown so much because the parking's just horrendous. It's just awful.
Market Square parking garage. You park there. It's free on
I can't
nights
get
and
the truck in
weekends.
there.
Until
one
they
of our
Mine-
other
restore it.
trucks.
My car is so high.
And I've got 1.5 feet on yours.
And mine has a rack on it and everything.
I know I'm 1.5 feet taller than your. Well, I'm not gonna say.
Then your rack.
Than your rack. Like I was looking at it walking in. I was like, man, I'm sitting
He's
taller
parked
than,
beside you.
than that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even park into the children's hospital.
I'm gonna have to go
parking
out
garage
and,
yesterday.
and verify this.
Oh, wow.
I had to park in a. I tried, and the tenant.
Because there's
was like,
me, Nick,
don't do it.
and then Brittany.
Yeah.
So there's mine can fit in the back of his probably.
I was gonna park
close.
between you and
I
Brittany.
kind of dinged yours on the way in,
That's
so you
okay.
may need to get it fixed. Just
Been,
saying.
it's only been hit like 30 times
I
now. So.
backed up and parked opposite of you guys.
You're like right. Yeah, you're like right behind us.
Hey y'all, Tyler here with your real estate tip of the day. When you're buying raw land with the intention of building a structure, you will need to have a soil map drawn. This map must be conducted by a county-approved soil scientist, and it's used to evaluate the type of soil, the soil density, possibility of shifting, and potential for water absorption. Builders need this when considering setting the foundation footing, and in some cases there's too much risk for settling or shifting and you can't build on that land. If you don't have access to a sewer, then you'll need a septic tank and the drain field. If the soil map shows a high possibility of absorption, then the soil map will suffice and you won't have to go any further. If not, the soil scientist will need to do a percolation test. Basically, they dig several holes, fill them with water, and measure how fast the ground can absorb that water. The rate of absorption will determine whether or not you can have a septic system, and in some cases, unfortunately, you can't. If that's the case, the land may not work for your needs. If you have any questions about this, or questions about other real estate topics, let us know over at holler@yarpod.com.
But I was at Tennessee Theater for awards banquet last year.
I can't remember the
sometime,
last.
so.
Mine was like some kind of
something
play or performance. It was middle school. It had to have been.
I want to go down for the Oregon musical. Like on Tuesdays, they have something like every week.
Yeah, they've got like symphony kind
I
of.
can't remember what the name of
events.
it
Do they
is.
still do the Nutcracker there during the holidays?
I'm sure they do.
Or is that moved to like the Coliseum?
Well,
or
I saw
something?
Wicked kind of took over this past holiday
Oh, yeah, I'm
season because
sure.
I was looking for the Nutcracker. I didn't see it, but I'm sure they probably do it at some point. But I was looking last minute that Neil deGrasse Tyson is coming. I think
Is he?
in February.
Neil.
It's sold out because I looked.
Is this another comedian?
No,
this
he's
is-
a
He's a
big
nerd.
scientist.
He is
I don't
kind
know
of
who that
he is
is.
kind of funny though.
I like Neil.
He's huge.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
surprised
a-
you don't know who it is.
No
He's a
idea.
big
I
can't believe
astrophysicist.
I mean, if I seen him, I'd probably know immediately. But
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah.
I don't know names. I know faces.
You've
Yeah.
I guarantee you've
Yeah,
seen it.
he's been
on the
all
amount of
the-
TikTok and YouTubes and stuff.
Well, he's been on all of the nerdy kind of sitcoms too.
I'm sure I've seen him then.
Yeah. But
What are we doing here? I'll just show you.
the chandeliers in the Tennessee Theater are named after stagehands' girlfriends. So they're named like
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I know. Yeah.
they're named like Molly, Angie, Wendy, Gretchen, Cindy.
Oh my gosh.
What
I
is
thought
it?
that was so amazing. The
Stagehand.
chandeliers in the Tennessee Theater are named after stagehands' girlfriends.
That's
One of them-
hilarious.
I think it was Cindy who helped restring 37,000 crystals.
God.
Like she deserves.
In one
chandelier. I
light
was gonna say.
picture.
Yeah, those chandeliers
think
are,
so.
are stupid.
I know they're massive.
All those
but
tiny pieces.
37,000 in one light.
She deserves that credit.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, she ought to put her name on that.
Yeah.
Almost said
First
something.
and last name.
That's why those authentic crystal chandeliers are so expensive. What? Do I need another?
No, I just love his list.
I was
That's
like,
so good.
did I miss one? Do we need to beep some stuff out here?
I was close there.
I don't
About,
think mine needs to get beeped.
I think it does.
Yours need to be cut.
It was
completely.
a hard B.
Yeah, B.
It was a pretty hard B.
Most of our people were.
Yeah, well, the algorithm and AI and all that.
Did you ever do the phone call for the movie times?
I'm from that generation.
Yeah.
I remember doing that.
We used to get them in the we would rarely call. We would look in the paper and then we would call to see if it was sold out. Like if it was a big movie,
Yeah.
we'd just check the paper and then we'd just go. But if it was like a really, really popular movie that everyone was looking forward to, then we'd call the movie theater and be
I
like,
completely
"Are there still tickets
forgot.
left?"
Now here you guys have a lot of choices. Back home, like we had maybe two
That's
choices and
true.
maybe like one place that had like matinees.
When I was growing
like
up,
stuff that
Knoxville
was
had
a-
like 8 movie theaters.
Oh yeah,
It was
there's
just
still
packed.
there's not as many now, but when I first moved here, you had downtown, west town, east town. Was there a movie theater east town?
Southtown.
They're all over the
Yeah,
place.
And then you had what's the place that was out where Electric Cowboy was? The plaza out that way.
The Dollar Theater?
Farragut.
We
Yeah,
had
it was Dollar.
We had
Yeah.
the Dollar
We had the
Theater,
Dollar
too.
That was a
but-
matinee-ish.
Back then, you also had Downtown West, which was the movie theater prior to West Town opening theirs. Now, Downtown West is more like the indie small film.
Yeah,
kind of
I tried
thing.
going to like when I first moved here, trying to find a parking. There was a concert going on at the Tennessee Theater. Couldn't find any parking. Ended up past the time with the movies started, so ended up going to Farragut because there was something out there playing. By the
Trying to
time
think
we
of what
went the
was
whole
out
way
at
out
Farragut.
there, it was like I'm like
Because, like,
so done with it.
back then, it
Get off
like,
my yard.
Regal Pinnacle wasn't there. Like, I can't remember.
Yeah, the Turkey Creek, Pinnacle of Turkey
Yeah.
Creek wasn't there.
That was like 20
You
years.
had the one over by Lowe's.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. But I
It had
remember.
it had that catchy name. I can't remember what it was.
I don't
or it wasn't really catchy.
Is it still there?
Yeah, but it's closed.
It's closed.
Yeah, it's been shut down for a few years.
But I do remember calling and being like, "Hey, what's your play times for this movie?"
Well, wasn't that? I feel like
said
there
it
was
was
a number that
automated.
you could call, and it would just like kind of. It was
Roll through
almost
it.
like a
Yeah.
TV,
Yeah.
like a reel. Like
I
it
don't
was-
remember ever asking
Okay.
it. Just
Well, the theater would.
Yeah.
Like you would call the theater,
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what it
and
was.
you could hit like a menu button, and it would just start giving you the movie time.
Yeah.
Okay. We also used, not to bring up pals again,
Bring up what?
pals, but pals for whatever reason, I always even thought it was kind of strange back then, but they had, it was like palsweb.net or something like that. You'd go on there and they had a tab for movie times, and that's where we always checked our movie times.
That's weird.
Was because they always had them posted on there. I don't know why.
like, okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if they still have that on there. I meant to check. I forgot.
Probably because they were trying to market to the people who wanted to do like dinner and a movie, and they're like, "Go
Yeah,
here,"
yeah.
and then
Those were the days.
I get it.
Because we used to get so excited. We'd like scan the paper and be like, "Oh, Ninja Turtles, it's doing this," and then you would call and be like, "Is that one sold out?" And they're like, "No." It's like, "Okay, we're on the way."
No, not enough nerds out tonight.
And then we
No,
had the
not tonight.
drive-in movie theater. My grandmother worked in
Ghostbusters.
I want to say cafeteria.
We used to have
but
that big
whatever.
one out in Maryville.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Still do.
your grandma who worked at the Triple
Well, it shut
X
down and
movie
then opened back
theater.
up.
Yeah, and then you have the other one. Didn't Lenore City open one?
I think they did.
Right over his head.
I didn't hear it. What was it about my grandmother?
I said your grandma that worked at the Triple X movie theater.
She didn't work when it was Triple X. It did go to Triple X, which I thought was like really weird for
That is
movie
weird.
theater.
That's weird.
You couldn't see.
You're gonna go sit in a movie theater and watch that kind of movie with a bunch of people?
It wasn't a movie theater. It was drive-in.
Yeah, drive-in.
That's
Triple
even
X.
more weird.
Right. Like the
That's
whole
what I thought
neighborhood.
it was. You couldn't see it from anywhere, but
The whole neighborhood can hear all of that.
as a teenager, like, well, it was. You had it on the.
Radio.
I think they went away from the speakers
Yeah,
then,
you
and
prob-
it was radio.
Then-
But I thought that was really
But then
weird.
you're just like sitting there in your room tuning to it.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't that. I was miles and miles away when you
Oh,
drove past
okay.
it.
To answer your question, Lenore City didn't open one, but Loudon did.
Loudon
so like
did.
right behind the KFC Taco
Isn't that the
Bell.
same thing? Same place?
No, definitely not the same place.
Isn't it kind of
Lens.
high techy? Don't they play games
They
and
can't
stuff like
stand
that
each
too?
other. They do a lot of different stuff, but they've got a lot of sponsorship stuff too. They had so much pushback from the neighborhood when they got built because they're so loud. But
Get off my yard.
yeah, well, I mean, there's subdivisions and stuff around there, and they do like big surround speakers and stuff. So like it's like being in the movie theater outside.
Cool.
Deal
So-
with it, Loudon.
But
Yeah.
they've changed a lot of the way that is now, so I don't know. I've never actually went there. I've been
like-
past it, but
I just don't understand that. Like, who cares? Like it's a drive-in theater. It's not going to be playing all night long. It's like for 2 hours between 8 and 10,
When it turns to Triple X.
or 6 and 8, or 5:30.
Right when the baby goes to bed.
I think they run it until like midnight.
All right, that's fine. I mean, it's like 4th of July with the fireworks. People, harping on that. I'm like, what do you?
I don't mind the 4th of July. I don't like it when it's 3 days before, 4 days after, and at 1 o'clock in the
I
morning.
don't even mind that.
Get off my lawn.
I know.
I just don't like it. The dogs don't like it.
Well, okay. I just don't even get me started there. I can't do that. Dogs didn't. Okay.
Do you know what the oldest Disney movie is?
Do not.
Aladdin.
Really? Do
Mickey
you think
Mouse,
Aladdin's the
or what
oldest
was-
Disney movie?
What was Mickey Mouse's
Or are
name
we talking-
before Mickey?
We talking
Black-
color?
like
we talking
black
black
and
and white? Like, what are we talking about?
All time.
Oldest movie.
Oh, probably something Mickey Mouse.
Fantasia.
It's got to be Mickey
know,
Mouse.
It might have been shorts. The
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse was movie though.
That was
Fantasia.
considered a movie back then. Well, then I have no.
The graphics on Fantasia.
I have no
and-
idea because like
No.
that's to me. There's like multiple different eras. Like if
Yeah.
you're talking original Disney stuff, it's got to be Mickey Mouse.
It's gonna be something black
Well,
and
the
white.
movie
What's
was
it-
Snow White.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was it color? Oh. So that was like in the 80s.
You know, I don't know if it was originally color or if they went back and added
I think it
color.
was 70s.
I thought
it
it.
70s?
Yeah,
It was 1937.
I was about to say it was the 30s.
What?
Like it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, so, all right. So see, that's what I'm talking about.
Probably
like
been
how-
remade how many times?
Yeah. How far are we going back?
They've remastered that thing so many times.
Remastered. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck,
Yeah.
they come
yeah.
out with a remaster every decade or something.
Yeah.
Before Mickey Mouse was Mickey Mouse, he was like Steamboat. Something,
Yeah, he was
wasn't
Steamboat
he?
Willie, wasn't it?
You remember when they used to do the
Steamboat
VHS sales? It's going back in the vault. You can get it now, and it won't be
Yeah.
back for 10 years.
I mean, they
or
still
what?
do that. It's just they do it every year now.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
we're releasing one out of the vault this year.
Do they even? I don't think they sell VHS anymore.
Do you think Walt is in cryo?
Oh gosh.
Heck no.
They have
He
denied
died before
that.
that came out.
Did they deny
Like
that?
a year
Yeah.
before the first person was. I don't know.
They deny it, and then like the company that they said that they, because there's really like one big one that has the cryostasis stuff, and they're like, he's not here.
I
You signed an
love
NDA.
I was gonna say.
Exactly.
I was gonna say if he did
Exactly.
it, there's an NDA.
I know one conspiracy theory. Obviously, this is not the case, but my favorite one was that he was in cryo and they kept him in Cinderella's palace.
Nice.
That would make
That would be
sense.
freaky.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was
Walking
he
around
was
the
all
theme
about
park and he's just up there chilling, literally.
he was all about innovation. He had a ton of money.
Literally.
That's why I said it.
Is it around that time period? I don't know.
One too.
I thought
Yeah.
he died a little before that.
I mean,
It was like a year before the first confirmed. But if you had
I mean, that's true.
someone
If you
who's
got that
willing
kind of
to
money.
invest the money and they want to do it and you sign an NDA, I mean, it's possible. Weirder things have been true.
well, that company has it's like $100,000 to get yourself cryo frozen or whatever.
Probably not even that company.
Do you
probably
think he'd
built
be
one.
happy with what Disney has become? I
Oh,
don't think so.
Probably.
Knowing what he stood for,
I don't think so.
absolutely not.
Yeah, I was saying I don't think he'd be happy with it at all.
I don't know what he stood for.
He was not a very good guy.
No.
He was very.
Says
No, there's,
Says you. Did you
there's-
know him?
Didn't
there's
he have it?
lots
Wasn't
of-
it like he
Were you
had a
good friends
cigarette in
with
his hand for every single picture, but they edited it out of every, and that's why his hand's always out or something like
I
that?
would believe that.
you.
There's
Everyone smoked back then, though.
That's true.
Yeah, I was
Hell,
gonna
you
say,
smoked
why
on
would
the
that?
airplanes
Yeah,
and-
everybody smoked.
My mom
there was
tells
a,
stories about doctors walking off the elevator going into ICU, and she would yell at them to put out their cigarettes. and
there
stuff
was a
like that.
lot of like anti-Semitism in his stuff
Well, that
too.
was a lot of.
Yeah,
that was the-
but it was pretty prominent and noticeable.
Didn't know that.
Oh well.
What was the
let's
first
go
movie
watch,
you remember seeing at the theater?
At the theater?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably Ice Age.
I think Kirby the Love Bug. I think was probably mine.
Dang,
First movie that I can remember.
those were good movies
Yeah.
though.
God, I don't even know what the first movie.
First R-rated movie then.
Oh gosh, I wouldn't have any idea on that.
Jaws. Jaws was mine.
I wasn't allowed to see R-rated movies for who knows. I was probably 18 before I saw an R-rated movie in
That's
the
such a
theater.
good question.
My
I-
first
I don't know.
PG-13 was School of Rock, and I was in like 5th grade. My parents let me stay out past my bedtime so we could go see it. Now that's one of my favorite movies still.
I was afraid to go in the ocean for a long time after Jaws. That was probably, I don't know how old I would have. What year? 76? Jaws?
I don't know, 76, 78.
Yeah.
I think it was 78 because I think I remember seeing 78 on the
Yeah.
thing, like in big bold red letters in like bloody Jaws font.
So any water, didn't have to be an ocean to be afraid.
You're like in the swimming pool, and you're like,
Well,
goggle-
swimming pool wasn't as bad, but here back home we had a lot of lakes and stuff like that too.
I think-
and stuff you can't see the bottom. So
I know Lenore
that's
City
fair.
does their movies at the lake or whatever, and they did the Jaws screening on the
that'd be,
water.
that'd be funny.
Yeah,
I've never seen Jaws.
No,
really?
I've seen like a scene or two.
I'm trying to think how it would play now.
I'm not even
Yeah,
surprised.
get ready to cut this out. What?
And the first 3D was probably Jaws 3D, whatever
Mm-hmm.
that
I think
one
the first
was.
movie I saw in theaters was Jurassic Park.
I've never seen Jurassic Park either.
Okay.
You know what? That was probably the first one that I could remember seeing in theaters.
I remember seeing that mainly just because it was just so breathtaking, like what we were watching.
Oh, that was huge
It was
then.
just like, is this really happening?
What's the worst
Man.
movie you've ever seen?
The worst movie?
Yeah,
Dude, I've seen
at the movie
a lot
theater.
of,
At the movie theater,
Oh, golly, I don't know.
like just like
The worst experience I ever had was Titanic
really.
because I was sitting in the very front row.
Oh
like
my god!
Oh.
For 6 hours.
Yeah, for that long, and we
Golly.
had the intermission and everything. And I remember standing up, and it was like, my neck corrected, and it hurt so bad. Like I seriously debated even going back in for the second part.
Who would
I was
sit
like,
in a theater
wow.
for 6 hours to watch?
Was it sold out or
Titanic?
something? Or?
Yeah, oh yeah, it was release
Yeah,
week.
that was-
I went to East Town to see it because it was the only place we could get a ticket, and I just remember
Shot.
sitting in the front row like this. and
Wasn't
it just
that like-
hurt so bad?
Wasn't that like the biggest movie up until Avatar came out?
I think it was.
Yeah,
Probably.
I thought it was.
Yeah, I mean it.
I mean,
Maybe
you
not
knew the
Avatar. There were
ending.
probably a couple that beat it right
I'm
before.
pretty
then,
sure
but
it was Avatar.
Yeah,
'cause
Avatar came along. in
I
the
remember
years.
them
I never saw
talking.
Avatar. Well, never saw it at the movie theater.
because that was in like '95.
And then I think
Or
Avengers
97.
Endgame
Yeah,
ended
then you
up
had all the-
knocking Avatar off.
all the Marvel.
But they cheated. They kept re-releasing that one to get those numbers up.
They all do that. And then around awards time, they bring it back out.
Yeah.
I always do that.
and stuff like
Limited
that.
showing, limited viewing.
Yeah.
I saw Paranormal Activity in theaters, and that
Oh,
was
yeah.
a big mistake.
Was that the
Huge.
real jumpy one?
No,
that was-
Paranormal Activity. That was
That
the one.
was.
It looked like they took it on a home camera.
It's like it was.
What was the real?
You're thinking Blair Witch.
You're thinking
Blair Witch,
Yeah.
Blair
No,
Witch.
this
That
is
was
the
the
one
first
that's
one.
like security camera,
Ah.
like shooting from
Yeah.
the corner of the room, and all of a sudden you just see like someone rise up out of bed, like demonic style.
That was a pretty freaky movie to see in theater.
I saw that and The Fourth Kind both in theaters in the same like week or something, and I still lived at home, and I had my overhead light in the bedroom and the overhead light in the living room both on, and I would go between the couch and the bed, the couch and the bed, couch and the bed, and I would sleep for like 3 weeks. My mom was like, "You're not allowed to see any more scary movies. What's your problem?"
You were afraid you were gonna like lift up off the bed like the guy
I was
in the
afraid
fourth.
of A, being haunted, and then B, being abducted by aliens, so I wasn't safe anywhere.
To be fair, the fourth kind was a pretty freaky. It made you feel like it definitely could have been a real thing.
So did Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
I still have. We were watching Hills Have Eyes, which is pretty graphic too, and
That's a whole different thing.
well, just graphic.
It was pretty graphic.
But we saw birds at school in the auditorium, and we saw
That's so weird.
Not I almost said Blair Witch, but
American Psycho.
American Psycho. You know, I thought that was a really weird one to show kids in the auditorium.
That was a different time, back when you could bring pocket knives to school and
80s,
trade them.
yeah. But
Smoke in the bathroom, and it was okay.
no, it wasn't okay. Got in trouble for that one. Drinking got in trouble.
One of my high school teachers told me that they had like a chalk drawing, like a circle or something. It was like, you have to smoke standing in this circle, but if you go outside the chalk drawing, you're not allowed to smoke, kind of a thing.
Everybody went to like the bleachers, or like it was always, there was some designated place where the kids always went. To
Yeah.
In
smoke.
high school,
Behind the tennis court
we just had
was ours.
the smoking area
Yeah, we weren't allowed to smoke.
where you were allowed to smoke.
Did you have to get something signed by your parents saying you could smoke?
Yeah, we did not
It's an
have
ID.
that.
Yeah.
Now everything is like entire
say.
campus, or like it doesn't matter how old you are. Nobody, teachers included, can't smoke.
We weren't
on
really
campus.
allowed to go outside anyhow.
Like they didn't want you to do it, but they couldn't stop you. Like if you were
I feel like that's not
like they
under
had
18.
well, I mean you had to have your ID.
We
Yeah, but you're
always
still under 18. You're not.
Well, some
Uh,
kids
if
are
you-
18 while
I
they're in
wasn't.
high school.
Yeah.
I was 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could literally go to the gas station and buy them.
I had friends who were juniors and were 18 because I failed a year.
That's pretty bad.
Still wasn't allowed to smoke on school property.
Yeah, they're
I
not
think
supposed
nobody
to.
was supposed to.
I think West High School didn't get rid of their. They got rid of their smoking area like early 2000s.
There was a little convenience store like right down, like if you walk to the end
think.
of the entrance and walk like, I don't know, 100 feet down, there was a little convenience store right there, and all of the people used to go there during break to smoke. And they would go buy cigarettes and stuff there too. So
I remember we were rented. This is back in the rental days. We were watching Deliverance at my house. A bunch of people were over, and we had the windows open, and our sidewalk around our house went right past it. And my dad was walking past during the squeal like a pig part, and he comes to the window. Number one, we're all watching, and we're like horrified. And then all of a sudden, my dad goes, "What the hell were you guys watching?" And like scared the heck out of us. That was not bad. And what I'm getting censored now. I'm gonna like
Todd is
Really
trying
gonna-
to get back up there. Is what he's doing.
I'm being a very good boy.
I was being factually correct.
It was a
Historically
quote.
correct.
It was a quote.
Exactly.
That one's probably okay.
Well,
Quote this.
That's what he said. Quote this.
I forgot we were doing
Edit the
videos.
video.
I totally forgot we were doing video.
Oh God, Todd's out.
Why am I sweating?
I think we should put a lid on it there before Todd gets in any more trouble with Tyler.
Make it work for Tyler.
Let's just go ahead and throw 5 or 6 in here for me. So I'm about to start dropping some F-bombs too.
Well, thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to tune in next week. Rate, review, subscribe. See y'all then.
Yeah.
Peace.
See you guys.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. If you or someone you know is thinking about buying or selling real estate in East Tennessee, email us at holler@yarpod.com. You can also reach Brittany Hawkins at 423-270-9572, Todd Huber at 865-456-0101, Tyler Letner at 865-816-0076, and Nick Cantey at 865-250-5167. Our office at Wallace Real Estate can be reached at 865-584-4000. Make sure to ask for YARPod. See y'all next week.